What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Roden, and today it is part 10 to a multi-part series that we got going on, where I give you 10 cars under 1K all the way up to 100K, and in every single video they are 10 different cars, so no duplicates. So if you watch the first 10 videos, then you can get 100 different cars, actually 110 because there's always an honorable mention. So you can get 110 different cars for under 10 grand, and then if you watch all of them, you can get like 155 different cars for under 100 grand. But still, it's a huge thing, and today's part 10, so of course it is under 10K. Next time it's going to be under 15K, then 20K, then 25K, then 50K, and then 100K, and then it'll be done. If you guys want to support the channel any more than you already are, head on over to www.smoothstance.com/shop. You can pick yourself up a hat, a shirt, or some shorts. And with all that out of the way, let's get right into the video. Okay, so coming in at number 10 is the new Miata, baby. It is the Subaru BRZ, which is an incredibly lightweight rear-wheel drive handling Touge master. It comes with a 2-liter flat 4 making 200 horsepower exactly, which, in case you're wondering, yes, that is pretty slow. And sadly, these cars are going to be very hard for you to find under $10,000, which is the reason that I put it at number 10. You have to spend hours a day, and you have to still get lucky to be able to find that BRZ under 10K. But once you do, you have an amazing platform to drift, to autocross, to track day, or even just daily drive it if you want to. Like, they're reliable. Just like the Miata that everybody knows and loves back in the 90s, this car is literally the answer to everything at this point. Yes, I think you probably should wait until it drops down a little bit in price, but if you really can't wait and you want it now, the Subaru BRZ is still a great choice. You just might have to spend a tad bit over 10K or a lot more time trying to find it under 10K. Next up is going to be one of the most obnoxious cars on the road for some reason. The Ford Focus ST, a hatchback that has tuning potential out the wazoo, but for some reason every owner thinks that they're Ken Block after putting like a cold air intake on it. Why do you guys do that? It blows me away. I've been driving on the highway like 20 times and a Focus ST is just right by me. I'm like, dude, it's a hatchback. It's not that crazy. It comes with a 2-liter turbocharged inline 4 making 252 horsepower, and it was front-wheel drive. And don't get me wrong, they are a great car for rally racing, daily driving, really anything that you want it to be, except for obviously drifting. But they aren't like a damn 22B STI, and it's not a Focus RS, guys. So let's relax a little bit. Take a chill on the accelerator and you'll be all right. They also have the room and practicality behind a hatchback, which is always nice to have. So if you do just need a daily driver that can be fun and get you to work and back on time, a Focus ST is a good choice. Bingo, you guessed it, buddy. We are talking about a Honda because I love Honda so much. They have a hold on me for some reason lately. I don't know why, but it is the Accord 9th generation. It's a bit of an underrated model, actually. The whole Accord line, to be honest, is pretty underrated, but this one especially, in my opinion. Nobody talks about the 9th gen. It comes with a 3.5 liter V6 making a very nice 278 horsepower to the front wheels, sadly, but what do you expect? It's a Honda. Of course it's going to be front wheel drive, and they are like the ultimate fun slash daily combination while looking good doing it, in my personal opinion. This car is, sure, it's not going to be like the fastest and it's not going to be the best looking or anything, but it can do whatever you want it to do while still not being incredibly boring. Like, yes, you can buy a Camry and it can do the same thing an Accord can do and blah blah blah, but it's a Camry and this is an Accord, and it looks cool if you lower it on the ground. So lower your 9th gen Accord and be a baller. Number 7 is the wonderful BMW 135i, which is like an E92 335i and a Z3 had a baby. It is the best of both worlds, truly. It comes with the same motor that's in the E92 335i, which, in case you don't know, was a 3-liter twin turbocharged inline 6 making 300 horsepower to either all-wheel or rear wheel, and that motor is called the N54, which is incredible for tuning. But the big difference between this one and the 335i is the wheelbase. The wheelbase is much shorter on these, so they handle like an absolute dream. A dream. Plus, they are incredibly slept on, bro. Like, everybody builds the E92. Yo, I got a 335i E92. Yeah, I saw it, buddy. But nobody touches this car when they literally have the exact same potential with just a smaller wheelbase. Makes no sense. Next up is actually an imported car for under 10K. I know, it doesn't sound that real, but it is. And it is the wonderful Nissan Skyline R33 GTS 4, which is pretty much just, imagine like a single turbo GTR, but with 4 doors and rear wheel drive as well. So pretty much not a GTR at all. That's kind of a bad comparison, but it comes with a 2.5 liter inline 6, making only 187 horsepower, and it was rear wheel drive, and it honestly only makes for a good purchase if you're into the old JDM cars and the old retro JDM styling and drifting and stuff like that. But if you're not, then there are plenty of better options out there for the price that these cars are. They just have that, you know, JDM tax on them, but they do make for some insane drift cars. So in case you're in the market for a drift car and you don't have that bad of a budget, then I think a GTS4 R33 is a pretty baller option. Not a lot of people drift them. All right, so number 5 is an incredibly slept on muscle car that literally nobody loves anymore for some reason. It is the Pontiac GTO. Yes, we are talking about that new GTO that sadly looks pretty horrible, but if you could find an old GTO under 10K, then you should definitely get that one. This one, however, comes with a 6-liter V8, making an insane 400 horsepower, and it was rear wheel drive. And yes, you heard me right, pal, 400 horsepower. That is just incredible. That motor also, on top of having 400 horsepower, that motor is an LS motor, so it's not like you have to worry about reliability. They handle power incredibly well. You can drive them wherever you want and however fast you want, and they're going to be okay. And they're a rear-wheel drive muscle car that can gap anything on the road. Oh, also, what's that? You got bored of 400 horsepower? You want more? It's an LS, buddy. Just add a turbo on it, and you got like a freaking jet on wheels. Next up, however, is kind of the opposite of the Pontiac GTO. It is literally any sports bike ever built. Sports bikes are incredibly cheap little deadly machines that require tons of skill, patience, and self-motivation to actually master. And for that, I want to say this first. Do not buy this without some sort of experience. They are some of the fastest vehicles on the road, which is super cool, but they're also one of the most unsafe. So for the love of God, do not ride a motorcycle if you aren't responsible, if you don't trust yourself, if you don't have enough confidence. Don't freaking ride the bike. But if you do have enough confidence, if you are responsible and you know what you are doing, then go for it. These things can literally beat out most supercars stock, and they will rocket around corners at like Mach 10 if you know how to handle it. And they can do all that for so much cheaper than any car can. But now we are into the top 3, and third place is going to be the BMW 328i F30, which is like the second newest model of BMW out right now, so obviously will still hold up today. They come with a 2-liter turbocharged inline 4, making 241 horsepower, and it was either rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. And I just want to say, you should probably get the rear-wheel drive one because these things can be absolutely loads of fun with simple bolt-ons. You can just do donuts wherever you want to. But I also want to say that the X-Drive BMWs, the all-wheel drive BMWs, are also very good for daily driving, so it's kind of up to you depending on what you need. BMW, though, always makes some of the best tuner motors out there for their cars, and it's no hiding the fact that they're also very comfortable to drive in. They're just a great daily driver, but once you start to mod them, please be warned, they kind of lose their reliability and they kind of lose it fast. So if you're going to start modifying it, you have to be ready to have to fix it more often. Second place, or the good old silver medal, goes to the Infiniti Q50S, which, yes, can be found under $10,000. I don't know where people got the idea that these cars are incredibly expensive, but they really aren't. A lot of people are like, I mentioned it in, like, last time I mentioned it in a vid, people were like, bro, this car is like 30K, what are you talking about? And it kind of blew me away because they're not anywhere close to that. But anyways, it came with a 3-liter V6 making 300 horsepower, and it was rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. And in case you don't know, this is the next generation of the Infiniti G cars. So if you like the G37 or the G35, then you'll probably like this car as well because it's pretty much, like I said, the next generation. It has a reliable but incredibly tunable engine to it. It has very good looks in my opinion. It's got great comfort, and you can have fun in it if you get the rear-wheel drive one. It also just looks bougie. It's a little Infiniti, like new Infiniti with cool lights all over the place. So cop an Infiniti Q50S. But first place, ladies and gents, if you watch this channel a lot, you probably already saw it coming, but it is the freak frackin' Chevy Corvette C5, which in my opinion is truly the best sports car you can buy under $10,000 in today's market, hands down. It will be very hard to find under 10K, but once you do, you now have a 5.7 liter V8 making 350 horsepower to the rear wheels. And unlike most of the other muscle cars on this list, this one was actually very lightweight and aerodynamic, so that power actually goes to the ground and actually means something. It is probably the fastest car on this list. They also have an LS in them, my bad. So tuning them to be a monster is incredibly easy, and they look just absolutely incredibly timeless with those damn pop-up headlights and those circular taillights. Oh god, I love it. I'm getting happy just thinking about it, buddy. Plus, people are starting to drift these cars more and more, and once people start to drift cars, that's when you can finally start to realize, okay, these cars, this is the potential that a car has, you know. It is so amazing. They're just such good cars, and people are always like, oh, I want a Japanese car. I want a Japanese car. Why? When a Chevy Corvette C5 exists and you're buying like a freaking, I don't even get it, man. Chevy Corvette C5, best car under 10 grand, hands down. Honorable mention time, baby, but today it isn't that honorable, and it is the Chrysler 300 SRT 8. My bad. Which is literally like if they took the Titanic and just put some wheels on it. They're heavy, incredibly heavy. But luckily, they come with a 6.1 liter V8, making an insane 425 horsepower, and it was rear-wheel drive. But like I said before, these were heavy, they were long, they were built for comfort, not speed. And honestly, even though it does have 425 horsepower, it isn't that quick. That's like the Dodge problem right there that they always have. They make some insane engines with insane horsepower numbers, but absolute boats of cars to put them in. And the people who just look at horsepower numbers eat them up and wonder why they got gapped by like a 16-year-old in a Civic. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more. This was part 10, obviously. Next is going to be under 15K, which will be part 11, I guess, technically. So yeah, I'm super excited. We're getting close to ending off this series, and once we get done with this series, I'm just going to start making more budget car videos. I want to make more budget car videos, like specific ones. You know how I used to like do like, oh, sedans under 5K. I want to just start doing those again, but I don't want to do that until I finish up this one. So don't worry, those are going to come back, like specific ones. But for right now, I just want to finish off this series. But also, you guys are giving me insane support on the Prelude video, so that's awesome to see, because I really want to make more videos like that, where I like talk about a certain car that people don't know about or something like that, and give it its whole history. And so to see that you guys like that is awesome. So thank you guys for watching that. Let me know what other videos you'd like to see. Das Vidania. Have a nice night.